All right, as promised, it is Monday, July 14th, and I am going to play the first battle of BridgeWar Extreme. So here I am playing battle one of four. Uh, if my uh, if my understanding of the program is correct, and I believe it is, if you play these hands anytime today, this probably will not be up immediately, so maybe you'll miss today, but keep checking back each day. It's going to be posted by the end of the day, and you'll be able to see either how you did versus me, or also you can play it along with me if you catch it in time. However, if you're looking at it past the 14th, which is about 6 hours left, 7 hours left in the day from here, you will be looking at the same hands in battle one of four. So here we go. Remember, I'm playing extreme, so you get to choose not only what strain you want to play in. Whenever I say strain, folks, I mean whether we're playing with a suit as trump, a hero suit, or whether we're playing with no hero suit whatsoever. And the determining factor for that is usually, do we have a fit in any of those suits? And a fit is 8 cards. And take a look, folks. Do we have a fit in spades, hearts, clubs, or diamonds? We do not, right? We do not have 8 cards, and this is one of these weird hands where we would call this in real bridge a misfit, right? The hands aren't fitting well together. We don't have a fit anywhere, and these are usually best suited for no trump, unless we have super worries about any of the suits. And here we have either tricks or cards that are going to develop into tricks in some of these suits. So we're going to choose no trump. And that's that circle with the line through it, no trump suit. And now we have to choose between our 3 levels, and that is skirmish, clash, or showdown. Showdown is 12 tricks, no chance here. uh, Clash is interesting. We want to see if we can get to 9 tricks, and usually we're going to try to count our winners, and we don't have very many. we we have one diamond, and when I say winners, folks, and we're going to start to learn the vocabulary in these segments here. Winners are cards we can literally lead right now, and we will win the trick no matter what happens. And when we choose a contract that doesn't have no trump, right? Excuse me, it doesn't have no trump. That sounds kind of redundant, I believe. Like how, when we choose to play without a trump suit, let's say it that way, folks. We have to deal with winners rather than losers, even though that's going to come into play as well. But when we look at this, 2 cards, only 2 cards that we can take right away: diamonds and spades, the ace of both of those suits. Now, that doesn't mean we will not take a bunch of tricks in diamonds or spades, but it means that right now, if we were to plunk down our cards on the table, we'd be able to take 2 tricks 100% of the time. Uh, the second part of that is how many more can we develop? And in this hand, it depends on what they lead, but it could be quite a few. And one of the suits I would really try to develop tricks in would be clubs. Take a look at that suit, folks. You're missing the king and the ace, but my goodness, you have 6 tasty clubs in your hand. Once you get rid of the ace and the king, and that's part of the strategy of playing cards, folks, you have to sometimes lose tricks in order to gain a bunch of tricks for your side. So here, without a hero suit, we're going to play no trump. And here, I think we're going to be safe. I mean, I kind of want to go for the gusto and try to take 9, but I think that would be really, really tough on this. And we need a lot to go well. And it's okay to let discretion be the better part of valor, folks, as they might say. As here, you don't have to go for the gusto every hand. Pick your spots. And here we get a very nice lead. And I want you to see what I'm saying here. This lead, the 4 of spades, is coming from our left-hand opponent. Remember, in all these bridge situations, anytime that someone makes a lead, the action goes clockwise around the table, right? So now it's going to go north hand playing next. That's the dummy hand. We're going to play it ourselves. East is going to have to follow, and then we get to play last with this beautiful holding. This is what we call a free finesse, and we're going to take advantage of that right now. We're going to play low. Whatever they play, we're going to beat it, and then we've now created another winner, folks. Take a peek. That queen of spades is now a winner, right? The king of spades came out, so the queen is a winner. So now we have 3 winners. Where can we create a lot of extra tricks? Like I spoke of before, folks, it's clubs. We want to play clubs as quickly as possible. There's one honor off the street. And here comes another spade. Here's another free finesse, folks. Take a look. Now we're missing the jack. We're guaranteed 2 tricks when they lead it because we get to play last. We're going to play the 10, and let's bang out that other club. Oh my gosh, it's going to be an embarrassment of riches, folks. Let's go. Oh, oh yeah, just feed us our best suit. Thank you, Mr. Dragon? Thank you very much. So there we go. So we only need 7 tricks. We're gonna kick this one out of the park. But this is a good version, folks. When we're playing BridgeWar Extreme, they let you finish the entire deal. And for those of you that might have been frustrated, like, hey man, I was going to take more tricks. You stopped me at 8. Here we go. We get to take as many as possible. And now we're going to plan some stuff out. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. I want you to look in that lower right hand corner of the screen, folks. I'm going to get a whiteboard for the next one, folks. I'm not prepared. I feel terrible, but I want to make sure I get these out to you as soon as I can, but we need a whiteboard for this, and here it is. I've taken 3 of the 7 tricks I need. So those are in the bank. I have them. I actually have 5 more tricks I can take for sure, knowing that the 9, the 8 of clubs, and the 4 of clubs are going to be good because no one has any more clubs by the time I'm done with these, folks. So that 4 of clubs, even that lowly 4, remember, the highest card played to the suit led. So if I lead clubs and no one has any, even if I had the 2, that would be a winner. Right? That's how this is going to work for us. Length in these no trump contracts is excellent for us. So we are definitely going to take 7, but I want more. I want to be greedy here. And the problem is, if I start playing a bunch of clubs, well, I guess I can do everything. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just play a bunch of clubs. It can rarely be wrong. It's rarely wrong to run a long suit. It might be on this hand. We'll find out in a moment. But I'm just going to be super safe. I'm going to pitch 1 heart. And notice I can throw that heart away because I have that little queen in my hand here that I can play with. And now I'm going to put this queen of diamonds on the table and see what happens. Oh, that's lovely. That played nicely right there. And then we're going to play a diamond back to our hand. And again, I'm trying to maximize, maximize, maximize. So at this point, take a look. That 10 of diamonds is good. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to transport over to that dummy hand. And it might look like I just have the queen of spades, but wait, folks, there's one more to take. Let's maximize our resources here. Now, knowing that the diamond is good, they can't hurt me in any of these suits. No one has any clubs left, so I can just play a heart to that king. And watch this. Whatever they feed me, I have 2 tricks left. And now, if I play the spade first and then the heart, I think they have a good spade over here. Yeah, they might take that 7 of spades, and now we lost an extra trick. But here, we created one more winner, and I think now I'm a little tilted here. I should have taken that, not the skirmish. I should have taken the one in the middle, folks, which, if I could remember correctly, I guess we'll find out this time. That is the one that would have been super tasty on that one because we took 10 tricks, I think. That was excellent. But we live to fight another day, right? And then again, folks, sometimes this is going to happen in any version of Bridge or Bridge War that you're going to play. Sometimes you're just going to take more tricks than you think you're going to. But that sometimes just means that things went well. And I want you to think about that spade suit. They led to us, but honestly, both of the honors were to our right. That's an exceptionally awesome position. Put a different way, if it was both spades, king and jack to our left, and the king of diamonds to our right, no, it doesn't go so amazing for us in all these situations. So it could have been worse, and obviously it could always be better if we're really being honest with ourselves in any game. All right, let's keep dancing, folks. Let's take a peek at this one. Do we want to play with a hero suit? I'll give you a choice for a moment. If you need more time, folks, I'll go relatively quickly. Just press pause and circle back when you're ready. It should stay on the screen for you when you do that. Here, though, interesting. We do have a hero suit that we have a fit in, and it's clubs. However, I want you to look at the shapes of these hands, folks. Look at that north hand. It has 4 spades, it has 3 hearts, 3 clubs, and 3 diamonds, right? This is what we call flat shape. And it's not unheard of to play with a hero suit when we have this sort of flat shape. But we really would need to have a wild, crazy shape hand with a whole bunch of cards in one suit and not very many in another in the other hand. And if you look at the other hand, we're a little more what we call unbalanced, but we're still relatively balanced, having at least 2 cards in all the unbid suits. When we talk about shape, folks, balanced means you kind of have a bunch of cards in all the suits. Unbalanced means you have a lot of cards in few suits and you're relatively short in one or more suits. So when we have these balanced shapes opposite each other, we usually are okay playing no trump, especially if we don't fear them running like 6 tricks in any of these side suits. Now take a look. Do we fear anything, folks? Take a moment. And again, anytime you need more time, you press pause. I know you're new to the game, folks. Take your time with this. And also, if anything, if you're not getting anything, don't worry. Push through, keep taking tricks, and eventually it will start making sense. And do not hesitate to ask any questions either in the comments of these sections or to anyone you find that is a bridge player. It will all start to make sense the more you play it. All right, folks. In this spot, we may be worried about spades, but look at that. We have not very many high ones, not the top three, but we have the fourth. They can take at most three spade tricks, and then at least we're going to be able to take our tricks, which are in clubs and in hearts and maybe even in diamonds. The question is now, can we take nine tricks? Well, let's pick no trump first. We're going to pick no trump again because of that balance shape. But clash is nine tricks. All right, skirmish is seven, showdown is 12. We're certainly not taking 12. Remember, there are only 13 tricks in every hand. 12 is once in a great while. You'll lose only one. Clash is nine. Man, can we take nine? I don't know. Well, let's look at it from a different perspective. What could we lose right away? And the answer is we could conceivably lose five tricks right away. Three spades and two diamonds, depending on where those diamonds are. And also, look at our winners. We have three heart winners because we can take the ace, the king, and the queen. And remember, some of you might look at hearts and say, "Oh my God, that's five winners. I have four of the top honors or four winners." You have to follow suit every time. So when you play the ace of hearts from the north hand, you have to play the two from south. And then unfortunately, later on, the jack and the king are going to smush together, or the jack and the queen, because you have to follow suit every time. So three in hearts. The real interesting thing is we might take all five clubs if the queen of clubs is behaving for us in a certain way. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. But I think, again, I'm a little on that. You can tell I'm a little risk averse. I'm not much of a gambler unless you play poker against me. And I don't really consider that gambling, folks. That's just good cards. Okay, good. So good news here. They've let a suit that is not terribly dangerous for us right away, right? The spade suit's more dangerous for us here, and I haven't found it yet. So in this spot, what we're going to do is take the trick in the dummy. And the reason we're going to do that is I want to make a certain play in the club suit. And this is probably going to be my first and only chance to do this before they figure things out. When we see this suit, I want you to take a peek at it, everybody. What's the card that we're missing here? All right, for those of you that played a bunch of these trick-taking games, you may have seen this already. But what card are we missing, and what card do we really want to find, or maybe even lose, but try not to lose? Right? It's the queen, right? We're missing the queen of clubs. It's the only relevant card. It's the only thing stopping us from taking all five of our club tricks. Remember, the south hand has five clubs. That's the most we can take trick-taking wise. So in this case, I want to try to find the queen. Here's the rule, folks. When I'm missing one honor and I have a way to maybe trap it, you need to look at the hand. You say, okay, where would I need to have the queen placed in order to never lose it? And now that's that. Some of you might be going, what the heck is he talking about? What I mean is, remember, when you play a card, everyone has to follow suit in order clockwise. So think about that for a second. How can I play this suit and maybe trap the queen if it's in a certain spot? And let me ruin the surprise for everybody. So if East has the queen of clubs, right, I can play this card, right? And either if I see the queen, I play the ace and all my clubs are good. But when I don't see the queen, and I have to think, okay, I still think it's there. And the reason I think it's there is because if it's to my left, right, and they have more than two of them, which is almost always going to be the case, this is what I don't want you thinking anything differently. When you're missing the queen, just think playing the ace king is not going to be good for you unless you have nine or more of that suit. We'll talk about that way later. But here, when this jack of clubs gets played, if we think the queen is to our right, and we need it to be for this to be okay, we just play low, and that will be enough to win the trick. However, this time, the queen was to our left. Now, I want you to look at this. Was that terrible for us, folks? Did some of you go, oh man, what an idiot. What are you doing, buddy? Take that ace of clubs. Why didn't you play it? Look what just happened, folks. Worst case scenario is we lost to the queen of clubs. And almost all, I mean, I, I don't want to ruin any surprises here, and we'll look at this afterwards. But I'm about to say things that I'm going to regret, so I stop saying that. But in these situations, we're always trying to trap that queen. If it was in the East player's hand, we would have never lost the queen, And if it's in the West player's hand, we're going to lose one trick to it always, but we're gaining two in the exchange. The 9 and the 8 are now good tricks. Um, However, think of the percentage we just took, right? It was a 50-50 shot. 50% of the time it's in East player's hand, the queen. 50% of the time it's in West. And when it's in West, we almost can never do anything about it. So now they're getting off to their spades. But again, folks, we already saw that we had this suit well stopped. Oh, I tried playing a spade. They just let a club. Thank you very much. All right, so here come our club tricks. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to play a bunch of clubs. And we're going to look at that heart suit, see what they did. We've already played one round. And they've pitched one. Or they pitched another over there. Interesting. Another. So that was 6, 7, 8, all right, yeah, let's do this. That's 12. That's 13. And now what I'm going to do, we've already sewed up our 7 or 8 tricks here. Now I'm just going to play spades. And what I'm doing here is I'm just letting them decide what to do. Sometimes this is okay. It's a very difficult thing for people to get used to, that it's okay to let the opponents win tricks once in a while, but I'll give you a hint. It is okay to let them win tricks once in a while, especially when you've already secured what you meant to do, which was take 7 tricks. And that's what we did, folks. And notice, what was that club position over there? It was Queen 5-3 to my left. Take a look at that, folks. So if I played my ace of clubs and I played my king of clubs, the predictable thing is nothing happens. The queen is just always going to take it. However, whenever it's to my right in that right hand opponent's hand, I always get all those club tricks. So we took a 50-50 chance at gaining a trick and we lost nothing in return. We're going to talk about that again. That's called a finesse, folks. We're going to talk finesse, finesse, finesse forever. This is part of the normal card play in every hand you're going to see. In fact, I see another one already in the next hand. Let's start dancing. Let's pick our journey, folks. Take a moment, look at the two hands. I'm going to let you play this. At some point, I'm going to do this live, folks, and you'll be able to see me dancing live, make your own decision, and see if we can affect some outcomes. Do we want a hero suit? Do we not? Take a look. What level do you think we're thinking of as well? This is interesting. I would like to play with a hero suit, mainly because I fear spades and diamonds on this hand. Not that if we chose no trump, we probably could scrape together 7 tricks just because of the number of clubs we have. But this is not a totally flat, balanced hand like the one we saw earlier. And again, I want you guys to be conditioned to when you have 8 card fits and you're not totally flat, and meaning balanced between both hands, I want you to trend towards playing in a suit always at this point in your bridge careers. When you have a 9 card fit or longer, and look at clubs, we have 5 clubs in one hand, 4 in the other, that's a 9 card fit. It's even more important to play with that as your hero suit. Now again, we're gonna massage all these rules the further we get down our bridge career pathways. But for now, get used to it. 8 card or longer fits usually suits when you're not completely flat and balanced in those shapes. And 9 card fits pretty much always that's your hero suit. Okay, let's select our stakes now. 7 tricks, 9 tricks, 12. Well, 12 is always look for 2 losers, folks. If you have 2 or more losers, 12 is never happening. And I see 2 losers right away in diamonds, and I see 1 loser in hearts, meaning ace, king, ace, and those 2 suits. My gosh, we lost 3 tricks already. But I'm sick. I'm sick of just bidding 7. I'm just going to go rogue and go clash 9 tricks. But I think we can do it because we're playing clubs, and let's flip it. Right now, let's toss it around a bit, because when we deal with a hero suit, which we just chose, we chose clubs as our hero suit. Uh, we should look at losers, and we just talked about 3 of them: the 2 diamonds, the ace, and the king, and at least the ace of hearts, and also maybe the king of spades. In fact, very likely the king of spades, unless we can do some damage somewhere else and throw away a spade loser, which is possible. And then clubs. I gotta say, we may lose 1 trick there as well, but I'm gonna talk about something here. We saw one version of this, we're about to see the other. Here, I think I'm bidding too much, but I like to make it exciting whenever I'm giving you guys some content. And here, oh man, they've gotten off to their greatest lead of all time, a spade. I want you to notice why this is a problem for us, folks. The diamond losers, the ace and the king, are what we call quick losers, which means right now they can take them, right? If they instead of leading a spade, they led a diamond, they would take two tricks right away without me being able to do anything. Hearts is another example of that. Quick loser, meaning the ace of hearts is always takeable, if you will. The spade, not so much, right? I have the ace of spades in my hand, so I have a little bit of control over this suit. But it's interesting. If Warwick over here, my left-hand opponent, the wizard, is leading away from the king, meaning if they have the king of spades and they chose to lead low from it to seven, I can capture the queen right now and avoid an extra loser. But when this happens, when the king is to my right, and notice I'm taking this chance just hoping I don't have to lose two tricks. If the queen was going to win, oh my goodness, I don't have to worry. But now I went from a slow loser in spades to a very quick one. That eight of spades now is going to just be taken immediately, right? It's very bad for us, unfortunately. But we can only continue to play the hand. And here is a first rule for you folks. We're going to have some people coming in and editing these out for you, so I hope we can put this right on the screen. If you're listening, interns, this is the spot for you. This is the same situation we saw in the last hand, and it's the same suit, funnily enough. It's clubs. We were missing the queen of clubs in the last situation, and we took what's called the finesse for it. We had eight cards. If you don't remember, we had three on one side, five on another. That was eight cards. And we played that jack from one side, and we were hoping the queen was to our right. And that was eight ever. So anytime we have eight or less cards, and we're missing the queen of a suit, only the queen, folks. This is only queen specific. Don't try applying it to any other cards. It doesn't make sense. It's only the queen. Eight ever. If we have eight cards, we always take one of those finesses. We try to trap the queen. However, when we have nine cards or more, we do not do that. In fact, the best strategy now when we have nine cards or more is to play the ace and to then play the king in hopes that the queen is falling. And the math is usually on our side here. And here it is. Boom. The math worked. Yay. Hooray for math class, stay in school. So in this case, all we've really done is presented the math to you, right? Eight ever, nine never. Usually when you don't have any extra information, the opponents in these situations aren't giving us any clues. We're going to use the math, and there, that math worked out nicely for us. We played the ace and the king, the queen falls, boom. But if we had less, eight or fewer, and we had the same position, I actually would have led a low club towards that jack over there, and I would have hoped the queen was to my left. It would have worked out either way, actually, on this end. All right, now I've done a terrible thing. I wanted to end in dummy so I could lead a heart from that hand, but oh well, I'll just play a diamond instead. Notice, folks, I don't necessarily just play cards all willy-nilly style, right? I want to be in a certain situation to play cards correctly, and the heart suit is a way when I have this many of them, I want to be careful. I don't want to lose more than one trick. I just want to lose to the ace, okay? And the best way to do that is to play towards the king, queen of hearts. The East player has done this for me. They have led the hearts themselves, which is just the same as me leading towards my hand. And unfortunately, the ace was to my left. This is another one of those finesses, folks. Notice we did one for the queen earlier. This was essentially what we were trying to do for hearts, lead towards the king, because when they have the ace to our right, we don't have to surrender our honor to it, right? If in fact the ace was to our right and it went low heart, if they play low, we win our king. Ace doesn't get played to our left because it's not there. And then we do it again, right? And if they hop up with that ace and play it, now we play that little three and the queen is ours. But folks, we are going to do something here that's going to be fun. We're going to take a finesse for the jack of hearts because we're now missing the jack of hearts. And I think we have to take the rest of the tricks, folks. This is terrible. So I think we're going to draw a round of trump first because we can. But here, ooh, they threw a heart away to our left. That's interesting. I'm playing this time. No. So the ace was to our left, but unfortunately, if the jack was to our right, we might be able to take an extra trick, but unfortunately, the jack is to our left. Whenever you play real bridge, folks, with real human beings, give them a chance to throw things away. They might not know what's right. Maybe they have a better card. Unfortunately, these robots are pretty good at bridge, so they didn't throw their heart away. And there we go. There's my bad bid. I knew I was bidding too much, folks, and now I've put the pressure on myself. 2-1 in this duel. I need to win this last one to come out ahead. So, my goodness, we have to be. I'm still going to go for broke, folks, but I want to make sure to be a little bit careful so I don't lose. I haven't lost a battle yet, I don't think, unless I've quit something. So here we go. Here's my last chance to excel. Duel 4 of 4 in Battle 1. And remember, folks, it is July 14th. If you played this day, these are hands 1 through 4 in Bridge Extreme. And that means I get to pick everything. So here, take a look, folks. Do we want a hero suit or not? It's interesting. We have to have a hero suit if you look at it. Look at the diamond suit, folks. The diamond suit is what we call fully unstopped. In fact, we only have 4 of them, which means the opponents have 9. And just think about it. You've seen something as we're playing the hands in Bridge War, and in this version of BridgeWar Extreme, our best hands and the easiest ones to make are when we have really long suits to play, right? It's awesome for no trump. Like we said earlier, when you play a card, everyone has to follow suit. And if no one has that suit, you're winning every trick. So if the opponents have 9 diamonds and we don't have the ace and the king, if they play the ace and the king, my goodness, they're taking every diamond they have. So we need a trump suit. Do we have a fit anywhere? We do, in fact, and it's spades. Okay, so this is actually a beautiful fit. We love to have 9 or more in a suit, but 8 is enough, and 4 fits actually play pretty nicely together usually in our bridge world. The question is skirmish. If I can speak English, as I as I'm trying to speak English, I'm not speaking English. Skirmish, clash, or showdown. Again, skirmish, 7 tricks. Clash, 9. Showdown, 12. Not showing down, obviously. Clash is again interesting. I'm tempted. 2 diamond losers, right? We know we're going to lose the ace and the king. We're also going to lose the ace of clubs and maybe another club, but maybe not. And we have a potential spade loser or not. But there's another finesse for the queen, folks. I'm clashing it. And if I go down, so be it. I'm going down swinging. Freedom! No, I mean, sorry, that was wrong movie. This is dangerous. When they lead this ace of clubs, it troubles me. It's amazing. It made me feel good for like half a second. And just like anything, you think something, oh, that's awesome. And then, whoa, 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 wait a second. What's going to happen here? I fear that this person or the person to the right has very few clubs, and they might be able to what's called trump a club. And okay, look, we're glad that it didn't happen here. Okay, there it is. Brrr, that's bad. And now if they have a diamond to transport over to their partner, oh, they got it wrong. Nice. Okay, so let's do some math, folks. I like this. Let's be bridge nerds for a second. I mean, I'm kicking back. I just crossed my legs. I feel like I'm so comfortable with you already, folks. uh, I'm really just lazy. Uh, we just found out something, right? The left-hand opponent led clubs right away, and right-hand opponent had 1 of them, which means we know quite a bit, actually. If I just think about it, I had 4 clubs in my hand. The dummy hand, which we can all see, that's shared information, folks. The north hand had 3 clubs, right? So east had 1. 4, 3 is 7, 1 is 8. That was 5 clubs to my left. And if we just know maybe East is a little easier to figure out, only 1 club, right? So they have lots of other cards. So where might you think, not knowing anything about like bridge theory or anything, just using human being normal logic with just that information, which player is more likely to have the queen of spades? Take a moment. If you need more time, don't forget, pause, take a peek, folks. I'm going to do this every day. I mean, it's day 1 of 1 week, folks. I might do this every day forever. I don't know, or until we start playing more versions of Bridge. So East is more likely to have the Queen of Spades based on the information we have so far, folks. And this information simply is that they only had 1 club, right? So if they're more likely to have the Queen of Spades, there's a certain way I want to play spades. If I think the Queen of Spades is in the dragon's hand over here to the right, I am going to want to trap that queen between my ace and my jack in my hand. So how do I do that? Well, I play a low spade. Now, again, the queen is not guaranteed to be there. In fact, it may very well be to our left. However, all I know at this moment is what I've seen so far. So this is the information I'm going on. So here we go, folks. Moment of truth. There it is. Nice. Luckily for us, it was relatively short. And I think that's the last spade play. And can I tell you how I got there? Here's what I'm doing, folks. When you have a hero suit, remember, you want to count that suit so that you know when to stop drawing trump. What I was just doing, folks, was drawing trump so that when I start playing more clubs, and certainly when I start playing those hearts, they can't trump in. And I want you to take I know it's very hard to remember, but I'm going to do it for you for now. We had eight spades to start with because we had a fit, right? That's why we chose spades. Right hand opponent trumped a club. That's nine. And then we just played two rounds of spades 10, 11, 12, 13. Boom, boom. That's every spade in the deck, folks. 13 in each suit. So we're done. Now we need to do something a little nifty here. We're going to play a club. And the reason we're playing a club, folks, here's a rule for you. We have winners in clubs. The ace is gone, and we drew all those spades out of their hands so that when we play this king, they don't get to trump it to the right. They don't have any spades left because we drew trump. But here, folks, this is the time where I'm playing high card from the short side. What I mean by that is I have all winners in clubs. I want to clear out the high card from the short side first. So I played the king that had one, only one club over there because I had two in my hand. And now I'm going to do the same thing with hearts. I'm going to lead a low heart. You don't have to lead an honor. You lead anything you want. I'm leading a low heart to my king because I'm playing the high card from the shorter side in hearts first. And now watch what I get to do with clubs. Because I've done this properly, I get to play a club and throw away a diamond. That's a winner, folks. So I just took my diamond losers. I could have lost the ace and the king if they had let it earlier. Now I only have one diamond loser. Notice I can do the same thing in hearts, folks, but it's going to lead to, unfortunately, duplicated resources. I get to throw away another diamond over here, and now I have the same one loser I always had, and we'll just feed that to them. But my goodness, folks, we were aggressive. I'm going to always give it my all in this format, and we went for it in a couple of spots. Probably shouldn't have gone for it on hand two there. Uh, oh, or was it hand three? I can't remember. But whatever, we did well. This was excellent, and I hope you are enjoying this. And if you're not playing along with me, I hope at least you're enjoying the look at the game, and you'll give it a shot tomorrow. I'm going to do this every day of the week. If you don't see it, or if you don't play it, come back tomorrow. It'll be here at some point once we finish all the hands. So thanks a lot for joining, folks, and I'll see you in the battlefield of Bridge War very soon, folks. Thanks again.